get led. You're inspired by the people you talk to, the people you meet, the community you're in. And you don't come with preconceived notions. You come with an open mind, open heart to the community that you're in. And I think the work that you did, the art that you have blessed and graced us with, is something that we could not be happier with. Could not be a greater centerpiece in our historic downtown area. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. We have a couple people come up and speak, but before I do, I want to thank the Texas Commission on the Arts. This project would not have been possible without their help. TCA supports a diverse and innovative arts community in Texas by providing resources to enhance economic development, arts education, cultural tourism, and artist sustainability initiatives. So we thank them for their generous support of the arts in McKinney, and of course, all those that made this possible. You're going to hear from some of them now. I'd like to first bring up Robert Shaw, Columbus Realty. While Robert is coming up, I see some other members of my council here. Charlie Phillips. I saw Patrick Cloutier. Who else is here? Justin Beller is here. Our fearless leader, city manager Paul Grimes is here. Where's Paul? Right here. So thank you all for being here. Robert, come on up.
Mayor, yes, like I wasn't expecting that, but I'd be glad to tell you a little bit about what we're doing. When we come into the community, one of the things we look at is things like this, these organic things that happen. And one of the farmers with a lot of charity about this part of downtown East McKinney, and it really reinforces why we want to be here. And we actually own this site that fronts on Highway 5, and it's catty corner on the railroad track. And we will break ground in the next 60 days on a very significant mid-rise apartment project, the ground floor retail, very similar to what we did at Davis. The site has some environmental issues, but we're cleaning all those up. As some of you guys that have been longtime residents of McKinney, you knew it as McKinney Metals site, right? So anything with metals in the name of it is probably not going to be a great site. So anyway, we're going to get the dirt flying here shortly. We're happy to be here and be a part of this. Thank you very much.
Now, another corporate partner that has come to McKinney recently, they're building now, is HEB, right? And let me tell you, HEB it's obviously a great store. We're all very, very excited about them locating to McKinney. But if you don't know, from the moment they got here, actually before they got here, the first thing they did is they came and sat down with myself and Paul and said, what can we do for the city of McKinney? How can we be engaged? How can we be involved with the nonprofits? How can we give back to the community? They didn't come asking for anything other than what they could do for this city. And they are a company that is unlike any others. They are in their industry. They are a special company, and we are blessed to have them. I want to bring up Matthew Lavello of HEB.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, we're excited to be here. We are very humble to be here. We're excited to get the McKinney store built. We're also, as I was talking to Guido, we were talking with him earlier, and we share a lot of things in common at HEB. Before we even build a store, we get into the community. That's the pillars we have for our bold promise at HEB. We just don't build stores. We get to sell groceries, but our bread and butter is to be in the community, be part of the local community, and we're just so looking forward to being part of the McKinney community, working with everybody, having your kids have a job in McKinney. We're looking forward to that. But what an honor it is to be here. Amazing artwork, an amazing man, and I got to research a little bit about him and what he does in the community before he even starts the artwork and goes talks to kids and parents. And that's what we do at HEB. and we're really looking forward to be a part of McKinney for a long, long time. And we're just here to be a great neighbor and a great friend and a great job for the family. Thank you.
Mr. Paul Grimes, our city manager. Easy, easy.
That was our staff. They have a performance evaluation coming up. That's doing for cheering. Well, hello everybody. My name is Paul Grimes. This is amazing. So I get the opportunity to talk about two things really. One of them is about process, and the other one is going to be about catalyst. What does this mean for us? And I'll be quick, but I want to point out a few little things here about the process that Guido actually followed, or what he does in the communities. But I think what all of you should take away is that, man, he was really thorough. He took over 5,000 photos around town. He's been living here, immersing himself in the community. We even met, he met with us and came up with kind of a framework. He said, this is kind of what I'm thinking, but I still not there yet. And I think he would tell you that, this was a challenging project just because there were so many things going on. July 4th parade, he said, I'm going to go out and take some more pictures at the July 4th parade. And so you can get a little bit more of the flavor of what McKinney's all about. So that's awesome. It's awesome that he actually spends the time and does it. Just doesn't come in with a preconceived notion of what this is what's going to look like. He actually changed what he thought it was going to be originally to what this is now. I think this captures our community, the sense of youth and optimism, family, the mother and the daughter, embracing each other. It's really great. So he interacted with more than 100 residents and visited small businesses, nonprofit organizations, places of worship, and Falvey Middle School. His encounters included a wide range of demographics, age groups, and backgrounds, which we can see here. We're blown away by the breadth and the research that his team. Is that something I did, or is it time for you to get off? Is that the hook? Get off the stage. All right. Anyway, we're blown away by the breadth of the research that his team brought to this, so it's really terrific. The second part of this is the catalyst, what this actually means for the community. So we know in this business, in the development world, and planning world, that data strongly supports cultural icons. Cultural icons actually make for a higher quality community, enhances the experience for folks, and it creates a more active and culturally dynamic scene. Look at the sign over here above the parking garage. Thanks to Amy Rosenthal and her team in getting the designation of the Cultural Center, we had a grant to put that sign up. It's a retro sign. All of those iconic pieces, the water tower behind us the other way, those things are your cultural icons. And if you can't preserve your cultural icons, you're losing parts of your community. So thank God for Amy and her team for having the vision. We bought these silos when we bought the land for the city hall and the piece over at Tufts, and these silos. We're like, what are we going to do with these silos? We had no idea what we're going to do with these old silos. And Amy and her team went after it, figured out, here's what we can do with these silos. And thankfully our city council didn't throw us out of the conference room when we broached this idea with them, because there's a lot of folks in the community that would have said, that's crazy. And why would you spend any money on that? Well, this is why, and this is what this is going to mean for decades and decades of folks to be able to use this, come and take photos and selfies and all of that. So it's going to serve as a backdrop not only for this community, but City Hall. It's going to frame the plaza of City Hall right across the street, which, by the way, is going to start construction in October. We may even start seeing some dirt moving in September. So with that, thank you, Guido, for the process that you followed. Thanks for the cultural icon you gifted us. Thank you for this mayor and the city council for the willingness, the political will to actually fund and see something like this through. And of course, thank you to our staff, Amy and her team, for having the vision to make something like this happen. So thanks very much.
So we have a presentation. Mike McKinney is going to come up and present something to the artists. While they're walking up, I mentioned Amy Rosenthal. We all appreciate Amy and what she did and how she led, but also want to acknowledge Andrew. Because Andrew now, he's carrying the mantle, and has done a fantastic job. And Andrew, thank you. You're quite an asset here in the city as well. I haven't seen you in your fluorescent vest like Amy used to wear yet, but I expect to see that in the floppy hat at the next event.
Hi, I'm Mike Buchanan from McKinney Hat Company. We want to thank you for all the work. We want to thank you for everything you've done for the city of McKinney. We wanted to leave you with a little piece of Texas that we turned into a little bit Australian style as well. Yes, we branded the state of Texas with an M in the center of it, and one of our artists etched a feather in there for you. So here you go. Thank you.
So thanks for coming. This is not my usual kind of thing, stages. It's very overwhelming, like lots of people, but I'm really grateful that you all came. My stage is usually up there on the platform. I'd just like to say thanks for coming, and although there's a lot of chat here about my process and the journey that I went on to discover the piece, it's true that it was very long and huge. I had so many images to work on, but I just want to say that it was made simple in the end. I came just to the realization that this needs to be simple. And so, what does a crowd symbolize to you guys? And I think that's what I'd like you guys to take away. What does it mean? What's the messaging behind it? What feeling does it give you? That was really what I was going for. I'll leave that with you because I'm a bit overwhelmed and I still have work to do. It's not finished yet, but maybe 3 or 4 days, maybe 5, maybe 6. Thanks again. Thank you.
Amazing artist. We are now going to cut the ribbon, the ceremonial ribbon cutting event. We're going to do it up here. We're going to do it up here. Could the rest of the council members come up that are in attendance? Yeah, Council, Charlie, Justin, Patrick, I saw you. All right, so after you stay around and fellowship a bit and admire the art afterward, if you would like to go over to Local Yokel, Brian Magnuson has a wonderful piece of art that Matt is going to be unveiling over at Local Yokel. So if you want to go over for a reception and continue the party, please do so.
Air conditioning.
And it's air conditioned over there. And again, there's an incredible piece of art that will be unveiled over there by our local artist Brian Magnuson, which is a beautiful piece. Thank you everybody for being here.
Totally fine.
While they're waiting to take the photo, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.